welcome to our third lesson in sensory development. Now, today and here on out for sensory development, I won't be reading a story to you. You have all of the stories in your package, and I think you probably get the idea on how to make the story engaging and fun for the babies that you are either working with or your own baby that you have right in front of you. So I will leave that up to you, and you may have your own different way of picking which story to use next. So that is something that is going to be left up to the adult who is taking care of the baby. You might notice your baby likes one story more than the other, as I've noticed with my baby, and you may gravitate more towards that one instead. However, I am going to show you a few activities that I have in your package of sensory development. But before we do that, let's sing our welcome song. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now you're here, let's have some fun. First we'll clap our hands just so. Clap, clap, clap. Then we'll wave our hands hello. Welcome, welcome everyone. Now you're here, let's have some fun. How do you do, little baby, how do you do? I'm fine, thanks, Mommy, how about you? Or Daddy, or Grandma, or Grandpa, or Teacher? We're so glad you came to play at Thrive Babies today. How do you do, everybody? How do you do? And with that song, you can even change around the greetings to what you would normally greet if you don't say hello or good morning, if you're saying anything else that's particular to your own culture or your own faith or tradition, then you go ahead and replace that. All right, so today what I am going to be doing is talking to you about water play as a way to enhance sensory development skills. So the first thing I wanted to tell you was it's really important to figure out the size of the container that you're using. When I was putting the packages together, I thought of different sizes, and I worked with different sizes with my baby to figure out which one would be the best one. And the size that is in your package is definitely the size that works best for babies 0 to 12 as they get to 12 months. As they get older, past 12 months, a year and older, you might want to change the size so they have a little bit more room. But I found this to be great. The other tip I wanted to share with you is don't fill the water too much, because I did that and she spilled it all over the floor because she was trying to grab the handle. So just fill it a third or a quarter of the way. Now, the reason why water play is so important for sensory development is for a few reasons. As early childhood teachers, we think of the environment as another teaching area or another teacher that helps our children progress and develop. You'll quite often notice that on hot days, kids are at the spray park and they are learning to share the different spots where the sprayers come out from. They're feeling the different temperatures of water, and they're using their vocabulary and connecting with others over that. You might also notice that in a water park, there's different machines and different pulling objects that help their bodies develop those gross motor skills. Water, you will also notice for our babies, is something that most babies really are keen to. They might not like the water in their face, but they do find water quite fascinating and quite often soothing, because when they are in mommy's belly, they're of course surrounded by fluid, which is why water births are so common now, because it enables the baby to come out in an environment that is familiar. So with babies, now this is definitely something that is recommended above 3 months old. Not that you can't do it with below 3 months old, you can. It'll just look a little bit different. So with our older babies, when you do fill the tub with water, you'll notice that they will want to, like my baby did, either pull the tub and try and grab the water. When you guide their hand to the water, they'll put their fingers in. And while they're putting their fingers in, just like I'm doing right now, you'll notice that this reminds you of something. It reminds you of pinching something. And we call this the pincer grip. And the pincer grip is what helps kids in their writing. When we're writing with a pencil and we write like this, that is called the pincer grip. And that pincer grip enables penmanship when they're older and helps with writing. So you will notice that that gets developed, that fine motor skill does get developed when they are using water and pinching it just like this and exploring it. And they might not do that, and that's totally fine as well. Now in your package, you will also see with the bucket, I have chosen particular water toys that are very safe for babies. If I don't give it to my baby, I'm not giving it to yours. So these are water toys that she's been playing with. She's put them in her mouth, so it's completely safe. Now the first set that I have given you are boats. And the reason why I've given you boats is because the boat is going to float in the water. The size that I've given you enables you to put about 2 different toys inside of the container. So that way it doesn't become too overstimulating for your baby. I know I've given you more than that, so you can explore these at any time you want. But I'm just gonna go with the 2 blue and yellow boats for now. And you'll notice that when you put the boats in water, not only do they float, and that is something that you can verbalize to your baby, the boat is floating, it has water in it. You can also show your baby how to take the water in the boat and pour it. So when you're doing this is going to really help for that hand-eye coordination, and it's going to really help develop those math concepts and science concepts as well. And when they're doing this and they're taking turns using the boat or taking turns with you, it also helps really encourage cooperation. Even though you may feel as though your baby's not getting that, those early seeds are definitely being planted. Now what I did with my baby when I did this was I actually I recreated Brown Bear as I normally do, but with the boats. So I'd say to her, Malaya, Malaya, what do you see? I see a blue boat looking at me. Blue boat, what do you see? I see a yellow boat looking at me. And I kept going back and forth that way, so I'm attaching language to that. as well as enabling that sensory development to continue. As she's grabbing the boats and playing around with the boats or any of the other items, it's also helping to improve her dexterity skills. So sensory development can definitely be grown by just using water toys. Now, if your baby is less than 3 months, you're not going to be using this, but you are going to be bathing your baby. And if you are like me, my baby was quite small and I would bathe her in the sink. And the faucet has water that comes out of it, of course. And I would continue to use the language as I have been using this bigger tub. So it's a continuation. So is the water, do you like the water? The water is nice and warm. The water is wet. The water is nice. And so you're going to continue to use that, and she or he may also try and grab the water as they see it come out from the faucet. This is also something that you can do as your baby is able to go into a bathtub and continue this exercise of enhancing the sensory skills, fine motor skills, and gross motor skills. Now, our thriving gem today is all about attaching gestures to words. And there's really great songs that help us do that. And the reason we attach gestures to songs is because it's going to help our kids develop the sense of language association, and it will also help develop their gross motor skills. So the one song that I'm going to do with you that you know already is If You're Happy and You Know It. So you're going to take your baby with you, and you can stand up if you like. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray. And the more that you do that, you will notice that there'll be anticipation with your babies. So when you get to if you're happy and you know it, they will automatically start clapping their hands as they get older. They might even do the gesture of hooray. You might even notice that out of the blue, they might just do this gesture, suggesting that they want you to sing that song for them. So the more repetition that you have, the more opportunities your baby will have to know and learn these particular songs. And that's how babies learn best. Young children learn best through repetition. So even if we get bored of it, their brains don't. So they will thrive on that. Now, before we say our goodbye song, our next video is going to deal with an orange. Wonder what I'm gonna do with that. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. It's time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye. See you soon.